Hey, honey, what's your favorite song?
Oh no. Wait, I just got it out of my head from Monday.
It's 7:30 in the morning.
30 in the morning.
Sure was hard getting out of bed.
So hard.
Everything hurts me in the morning.
Pretty much everything.
Hey, at least
You
I didn't wake
up
up
dead.
No, that's right. What?
I didn't wake up dead.
So thank the Lord you didn't wake up dead. Wow, that was fun. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Posturing for Your Day. My name is Bill, a licensed massage therapist, and this is...
Gina Marks, a certifiable shiatsu practitioner.
You are certifiable. This is true. It is a beautiful snowy day. We are getting our second nor'easter this week. For those snow lovers, this is fantastic. For you snow haters, what are you going to do? And today we're going to talk about liver chi again, correct?
We are going to keep talking about liver chi, and I didn't even get dressed today. So just to show you, you can come as you are and just...
It's a pajama day.
It's jammy gong. I think we coined that term.
Jammy gong?
Jen Gibler and I think coined that term, jammy gong.
Oh,
So.
welcome to a jammy gong. I was reading a little bit about liver chi yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole idea that it's the time of the year when the energy in us is actually, it should be rising,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but apparently sometimes it gets stuck or constricted, and the end result is impatience, ramminess, irritability.
Yeah.
This constriction, I guess this is very much tied to our emotions.
Yes, it can be emotions, and then of course any physical restrictors, so muscle tension, which can be a part of habits or emotional tension. Yes, will prohibit that flow.
What about the head forward posture that we're always telling people about? Could that be an example of something that could restrict liver chi, or does that affect other? I don't know the meridians and the systems in the body the way you do, but would that affect liver chi?
Well, sure. I mean, you can look at the meridians per se, which are not necessarily in the neck, but it's really about smooth flow of everything in the body. It's smooth flow of blood and lymph and energy. So anytime there's restriction and your overall energy is not able to flow smoothly, we get issues.
I wonder if this is why this time of the year, the end of winter, beginning of spring, we call it cabin fever.
Mm-hmm.
I always attributed it just to I'm stuck in the house and I want to get out and get working.
Right.
And that would be the liver chi rising,
Yeah,
right? And
absolutely.
if I can't get out and get working, and then I get rammy, and then you make me go outside anyway. Right. I
Just
know
like
that.
your mother. Yeah, I mean, it's, the emotion is always associated with anger, which is one piece of it, but it's really, that's when it's imbalanced. It's, if you think about self-expression and creativity and just your energy needing to find its expression, and when it gets blocked, it's going to lead to those kinds of emotions. And it's good to, be aware of that, because sometimes we may feel stuck or frustrated, or just even it can go to depression and we don't know why. Just being able to, write or draw or just do something that is some expression of your own creativity can be very helpful.
Okay, one quick question, then I'll get out of the way and let you take over. So then when you're talking about liver chi, you're not just talking about the organ liver, you're talking about the whole Chinese meridian system
Right.
that is called the liver meridian, I guess, and trying to get that open.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to this. We're going to get our liver chi flowing. So I will get out of the way and leave you to it, kid.
Who says that? All right.
What? I do get out of the way and leave you to it, kid.
Enough of the smacking. All right, so I'm on the floor today. Um, Maybe you are too. I don't know. I'm sitting on some pillows just to help keep my pelvis in a neutral position so I don't slump forward, and it's just a little more comfortable for me. I want to bring your awareness to, we're talking about all of this upward rising energy, and sometimes it can manifest in tight shoulders and neck, headaches, just the sense of just being all up here, which we all tend to be anyway, just because of the way life is. So a couple of good points to work in the feet to start to help bring some of that energy down are liver 2 and 3, which are between the first and second toe bones, but the joints kind of where they start to diverge into where the toes are. You can just feel up into that ridge and the soft spot in between them. And just rub them with your thumbs or your fingertips. Sometimes they can be a little tender, which may tell you something. It's good for certain types of headaches. If you're feeling sometimes even nausea, like if that energy is just rising up and you want it to come back down. It's good for some PMS symptoms, some cramping. It can be a very relaxing, grounding kind of massage. I mean, anywhere you massage on the feet is going to be helpful, but these are definitely 2 points that are helpful.
Is that like right between the big toe and the?
Yeah, right between the big toe and the second toe as you come up. So it's not in between the toes, but it's where the bones actually begin, which is further up into the feet.
Okay.
Those
So
are
it's not on the webbing.
It's not in the webbing. Right. And then the liver meridian, as I was saying on Monday, actually runs up the inside of the leg, kind of on the seam line. So it's the direct inside center part of the leg up into the groin and then up into the torso and under into the rib cage. So we're going to do some stretches with that. Liver and its partner gallbladder can be very associated with the hip. So we're going to just start with some gentle hip exercises. And you can sit any way you want. You can sit cross-legged, other cross-legged. You can sit with your legs out. Just find what's a comfortable spot for you. And we're just going to start moving back and forth. Just kind of a gentle rocking. And then back and forth. Just going to alternate those. And then we're also going to move in a gentle twist. Now I'm taking I'm resting my hands on my knees, but I'm not pushing myself to the side. They're not creating this movement. I'm doing it all from the core muscles and just moving my rib cage side to side or in a twisting motion. Just doing this with deep breathing. Got a little back crack there. Bonus. Uh-oh. Musical
Technical
malfunction. I do that a few times. I mean, ideally, each leg position, you might take a couple minutes to do each one and then switch the legs to get a slightly different angle in the hip joints. I'm rocking the pelvis back and forth. I'm not bending my back forward or bending my upper body forward. I hear birdies.
Yeah, this is one of those CDs.
And just turning gently side to side. Again, not pushing with the arms. And then you can do a couple in the V-sit position, so we start to get a little deeper into the hip joints. turning side to side. All right. To get the general idea, we're going to do the neck tension release again. We've been doing it in a standing position, or at least I have been. We can also do this sitting. You can also do this sitting in bed. You bring your hands behind the head, behind the skull part of the head. Your hands are not on your neck, they're on the back of the skull. And you're going to inhale, push your head into your hands, and then exhale, gently bring your head forward. In and out. Inhale. And out. A couple more. Bring your arms down. You do a little bit more of a neck stretching, shoulder tension release. Bring your hands out. Making sure your shoulders are staying down. As always, we don't want them up into the ears. Just drop them down. And then extending the elbow out away from the shoulder, so the arms are not pulling away from the fingertips, but more from the elbows. And just tuck your chin under slightly. Drop it down to the chest, and then roll one ear over to the shoulder. And then roll it back toward the center, and then over to the other shoulder. And back to center. And then bring it up again. You can relax the arms. We're going to do one more in a different arm position, and again, you can.
Yeah. You might have to get the technician in on this music scene.
I feel like I'm in a Max Headroom video. So you can bring your hands, pushing out. You can bring the fingertips back. You can find which angle you really feel that direct line of tension from the head down into the hands. And then again, just bring the head down. And one ear to the shoulder. Relax your shoulders down. And then bring the head over to the other side. And then back to center. And then release the arms gently.
CD cheese blocked.
Indeed. One moment, please.
We pause for brief technical difficulties.
Well, we know now it's not your CDs, it's your
CD
CD
player.
player.
So when your CD chi gets stuck, that's what we deal with.
Throw something at it.
Throw something at it.
That's one way to block chi also. Unblock chi. Throw things.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to keep going here. So the next one, by way of Katie, is paint the globe. So imagining that your arms at their full length are the diameter of a globe around you. So you're in this bubble, and you could reach the entire interior with your fingertips, with your arms outstretched. So we're just going to explore this, and we're going to paint the interior essentially. So whatever painting motions work for you, we're just imagining covering the entire interior of your globe. So it's really getting your arms through its entire range that's available to you, obviously, because some of these angles may not be, due to shoulder restrictions. People just tuning in now are going, all right, what are we doing? What's this about? Everybody's sleeping in today.
I feel a little clicking and popping in some of these motions. Should I continue to focus on that or just move past them and move on to other things?
Yeah, just move on to other things. Keep your arms extended if you can.
Locked
I've
out?
noticed that you're, yeah, I mean, we're yeah.
Ish. Locked-ish?
Locked-ish. Locked but not tense, just fully extended arms. All right. Oh, missed a spot. There we go. Paint around the doorways. There we go. All right.
That's work.
It is work.
That's like not easy to do. It looks easy.
All right, the last one, we're going to be working specifically with just the liver meridian. When we stretch the legs out, obviously we're putting a stretch into that liver meridian on the inside of the legs. The pair is the gallbladder, which is on the opposite outside of the legs and up into the hips and the sides of the rib cage, all the way up through the shoulder blades and the head. So this is a pretty, this is a stretch most people do anyway, but now you're kind of thinking in terms of the meridians that we're working with. We're just bringing the hands up over the head. I'm going to turn toward my right foot, and then I'm going to extend over toward the left foot. And then back up to center. Turn toward the right foot, or left foot, and then extend toward the right. Just going to do that a few times. Inhaling to center, turn, exhale, and stretch. In and out.
Now, my guess would be this has to be done very slowly, especially for people with low back issues.
Yes, and as always, and I think having the pillow helps because it's keeping the pelvis neutral. And just like when we're standing, if you're doing side bending or twisting, you want to drop the rib cage down. So try not to thrust the rib cage up. As soon as we put the hands up over the shoulders, if you have shoulder tension, the tendency is going to be to want to thrust the rib cage out. So just keep it relaxed, and then just gentle motion, control it. Lower yourself down, not drop. So you're still keeping these muscles engaged, like you're kind of letting out the rib cage down gently and then bringing it back up. So you're not using the back, ideally. One more. So that stretches from, again, it's in a lot of, it's a pretty common stretch, but in one particular shiatsu practitioner's book about stretching the meridians, that is the Makaho liver gallbladder stretch. When those are tight, he has you do a complementary stretch. Again, another one that a lot of yoga people probably do. So with my leg out, and I'm going to cross my left leg with my right foot. Gently bring my arm to my knee and then turn to the right side. And that helps to open up that meridian in a different way. And then come back. So inhale and then exhale. Stretch. We're going to do this about 3 to 5 times. And then we're going to come back to the other side. So bring my right leg down, left foot crosses over, and then I'm going to go to the left, which is a little bit tighter for me. pushing with my arm to torque my upper body. I'm using the muscles of my side, my abdomen to bring my rib cage around. So I'm keeping it within my active muscle control, not pushing past the barriers there. And then one more. Come back. And then we revisit the first stretch again. Just a couple of times. So inhale, turn to the right, fold to the left, and up. All right. So there you have it. The liver gallbladder meridian stretch that hopefully will get your liver chi moving.
Get your liver chi out of bed. Well, that was good. Some of those, I'm surprised that arm moving thing, how much I felt like my shoulders were working.
Yeah.
Like to watch somebody do that, you think, oh, that's not doing anything. But if you try and do it and focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on, it's actually working the body.
Yeah, and so what's happening out here as we're extending the arms out is indicative of what's happening at the shoulder joint, which should have a pretty wide range of motion, but again doesn't because we haven't been using it that way. So you're really contacting that.
I'm ready for you to backslap me. Well, today's thought of the day, and I'm going to make you guess who said it, because you probably won't, and that way I'll win. Flexibility in the body is also reflected in the mind, the way you think. These rigid thought structures are basically imprinted in the body. People who are rigid everywhere. Guess who said that?
You did just now.
Okay, guess who else said that first? A bass player named Sting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you know?
When he was 58 years old, I don't know how old he is now, but when he was 58, he arrived at that little ditty.
Well, there you go.
So,
Universal truths, right?
thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on Friday morning, 7:30 a.m. Be there, be square. And I want to go outside and make a snowman.
You are welcome to do that. I'm going to get more coffee and possibly go back to bed. So,
See you later, everybody.
see ya.
Peace.